It is day 31 out of 100 bold, and today is a special day because I ran into this girl over here.
Hi, my name is E-Ray, live in LA. I am a screenwriter. I also sing, dance, and act. And it was crazy that Maggie Lee and I met today after not seeing each other for like several months.
The last time we saw each other was on my birthday.
Yay!
And I actually saw E-Ray take the weirdest videos of the most mundane things. But she created one of the funniest recap videos I've ever seen, and it's on her YouTube channel.
My channel is @Hey It's E-Ray. E-Ray is spelled I-R-E. The video specifically is called I Went on a Trip with the Coolest Strangers. And I met Maggie Lee.
And finally, I want to also make sure you know this because E-Ray shows up after we're like, okay, we're gonna film a video together. 3 hours later, she shows up and she gets me a rose. So we don't need friends like E-Ray. Thank you so much. You were one of the sweetest souls I've ever met. So I'm super excited and super honored that you are part of our 31st day.
Yes.
And so why don't you share with us what you told me today?
So November 8th marks my 1 year of leaving my first and super big corporate job. It was a really incredible whirlwind of an experience, and I learned and gained so much, but there was a point where I knew my time was up. Having this 1 year journey has been so incredible and been such push to like quote unquote like start over. I miss so many aspects of what my life was before, but I'm so grateful with like how it's turning up now.
What stops most people from actually quitting their job when they know deep in their soul that it is time for that next chapter?
The comfort in the known. The unknown is very, very scary, and it's not really tangible, but things that you've done consistently over and over and over again, you know how that feels. Taking yourself out of that loop into the unknown is so dark and scary, but that can also be like incredibly beautiful and rewarding. And it's that risk that leaves people in limbo.
What were the questions that you asked yourself where you started to realize, oh, maybe I am going in a different direction?
How sustainable is this? And then how sustainable can my future be? And then am I capable of creating my own schedule, my own workflow, my own opportunities? Or am I in a position where I really do need to rely on someone else or some organization for that consistency and that stability? Workshopping with myself and like actually sitting down, no music, no distractions, just like actually handwriting these questions and answering them on physical paper. And at the end of the day, I just took all the steps to make it possible.
Did you prepare before you quit, or was this something that you had to figure out? Once you quit, you were like, all right, well, I guess I have to figure out my next steps now.
I had concepts and thoughts and vibes as to what my future could look like. It was one thing where I was like, I know that I will start here and I will take this one first step, and that one first step will like send to other things. And so right now I've been working on a feature, and I've been working on it for the past year, and I knew that that was going to be like my first stop.
It's amazing.
And like since then I've been freelancing and I've had such incredible opportunities. But I knew that that was going to be my first step, and that was going to be like my through line until I saw it done.
Today you said that you were crying this morning. What was that about?
It was like a healthy cry. And then I was thinking about the fact that it's been a year and I've made it this long. You know, I was scared that I would get to a point where like I wouldn't feel financially, mentally, physically, like spiritually, emotionally, like capable after 1 year, because you start in preschool, kindergarten, you go through high school and college, and then you start work, and then it's like this consistency after consistency, and someone's holding your hand to some degree in some way, shape, or form. But I didn't think that I'd be able to last that long without the hand holding.
Here's something that I keep telling myself is that the only constant in life is change. Everything is always going to change. You are going to be different. The person that you were a year ago, a month ago, a week ago is different from the person that you are today. So if you're constantly changing, wouldn't your environment also change as well? And I feel like the more that I've agreed with that statement and just surrendered to that statement, the less I feel like I have to control or I have to fit in, the more I'm willing to go with the flow or try new things, or, oh, if my company's remote, maybe next year I go nomad. Sounds fun, could be very scary because now you're kind of getting rid of stability, but maybe that's a change I should try and lean into because I can. And so I think that when we feel like the world has to be a certain way or we need to be super rigid and structured, maybe that is the thing that's holding us back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's pause. I'm gonna show you this. This is where we are. Oh yeah. And we're back.
I think of Elastigirl kind of from The Incredibles. Like you kind of need to be able to stretch so that you don't break. I mean, one thing that I try to do, and I'm working on it, is stretch every single day. It has so many health benefits, but when you're old, say you almost twist your ankle, but if you've been stretching your ankle every single day, it won't snap in half. Being rigid can only stiffen your situation, your outcome. You're not going to get as far as you would if you were a little bit flexible, a little more lax, a little more loose, especially things that are not in your control.
I love that. I usually tell myself, if I gave myself a 5-year runway, would I be okay? I think so. It'll hurt in the moment. It'll hurt in the first month. It could even hurt within the first year. But the sooner you're able to cut that pattern out of your life, a pattern that you feel is just suffocating you or is keeping you and preventing you from growing, from really expanding yourself, the sooner you can do that. It's like a relationship. The more that you hold on, the more toxic it becomes, the more you lose your identity within it. And so I look at it as, it's better that it stings now than it sucking the life out of you for 5 years to come. And if you give yourself that runway, I have 5 years to figure this out. You take that pressure off of yourself and you say, okay, well, in 5 years, I don't think I want to be exactly where I am now. So maybe it's time to change. How do you actually gain the confidence and how do you actually build trust within yourself to be able to quit that job? I will say it's all based on the skills that you have. If I am certain that the skills that I have are worth something, if I don't have a job tomorrow, I know that I can walk up to someone and I can offer something. In my case, I can help them with social media. Oh, you need sales? I know how to build sales systems. You need someone to be the face of your brand? I know how to speak in front of a camera. I know how to lead a crowd. I know how to build a community. When you invest in your skills outside of your work, invest in the skills that truly, one, make you happy, or two, make you really, really good at what you do. You are now not chasing a paycheck. You're attracting opportunities. You're attracting contracts. You're attracting people who really need what you're able to offer.
I'm self-taught in a lot of things. In editing is like my #1 thing that I would say because I've been making YouTube videos since I was like 9. It's like the actual application is how you learn, which means you have to make mistakes. And for me, I've learned that I have to be okay with being embarrassed, with making mistakes very publicly and learning from them. None of the things that I make or put online are perfect, and I think that those are just opportunities for me to learn. Those are all my applications, and that's my active development of skills in a public setting. Again, being self-taught in a lot of things, it's always going back to, you will get better even though you don't see it today.
Yes.
And every single day is a day to get just even slightly better.
To build that self-trust is to put in those reps, to show up for yourself on a daily basis. If you can trust yourself in showing up to the gym and taking care of yourself, you can start trusting yourself with other things in life. And sometimes bigger decisions too. What is something from your corporate job that you took with you in your next chapter?
Give me 20 seconds.
Oh, okay.
To just...
I hope you guys know there's no script to this.
Communication is the #1 thing. Being in the entertainment industry, everything requires you to be very clear and direct. And if there's miscommunication, being able to kind of clock it and just kind of squander it and squash it before it spirals and gets into a big thing. And do we understand each other? Do you understand someone when they're sending an email? Do you understand the subcontext? Do you understand what's actually taking place in the meeting? What you're supposed to leave the meeting to do? Do you understand how events are supposed to take place? Do you understand what the outcome of an event is supposed to be? And then is everything that you're doing for that leading up to that outcome, your desired outcome? When you're walking into your work environment, whatever it may be, even if it's your couch because you work from home, are you communicating with yourself how you want the day to go? Are you being clear with yourself on how you want things to align? And again, That doesn't mean that everything is going to align the way that you want, but are you at least clear in your understanding? So I think understanding and communication have been some incredible life lessons that I've learned, especially over the past few years.
That is fantastic. What's the importance of having an open mindset?
It allows you to unite and understand people. There are so many opportunities for division. It's so easy to just be like, I don't understand, I don't get it, let's just agree to disagree. But I think there's one step further that we can take in understanding. And I think that requires being a little bold. Can I take the time to actually understand what you believe and how you came to that? Even if we still disagree, I want people to just be able to at least understand where people came from more.
If you could talk to yourself this time last year, what would you tell her?
Oh my gosh, that it's going to work out and that your doubt is valid, to be quite honest. And I think all of your fears are 100% valid too. But your faith, your strength, your perseverance, and what you keep going back to every single day, your passion and your purpose is going to get you where you need to go every single time. Even when things fall through, that's what will get you out of it. And it's awesome. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a hug. That was so good. I felt that.
Thank you. Thank you for this, honestly.
Thank you.
I think I needed it.
Girl, we were meant to lock eyes across sight glass today. No, I really appreciate you. Thank you for making the time. I know that we're running out of time. It is about to hit 5 p.m. and Ire said she has to get out of here by 5. So this is perfect timing to say that it's day 31 out of 100 Bold. We appreciate you being here and sticking along, and we're so grateful for you. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. And remember, to act bold, you need to be
Kid brave again.
Hold on. Tell them.
I forgot to share this with you, but this was what I wrote earlier today when I was going through my Snapchats of my last day of work. It still makes me emotional, and I'm low-key surprised I lasted this long financially, and I'm still going considering all the trips that I went on. Check out my YouTube channel.
She went on a lot of trips.
Yes. But I praise and thank God every single day. Like, truly, to God be the glory. We only up from here.
We are only up from here. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, Ire.
Thank you.